All right. How are we doing? It is 5:20 in the morning. It's been something like 10 days since last time I've streamed. Um, in case you hadn't been keeping up with like the Discord feed at all or anything like that, I had gout. I still kind of have it now. Most of the swelling is gone completely. Most of the pain is gone completely. I did have a second issue that came up, which was um, so I got gout last week, Sunday evening, and Wednesday and Thursday following that, I started walking. Which, if you haven't had gout in your feet before, walking is such a pain in the ass. Um, and while I was walking, I fucked up my or not my left knee, my right knee. Um, So I had essentially like 24 hours of being able to walk decently. And then I couldn't walk again. Um, I'm better now. I'm walking better. Um, I'm sore. I have a little bit of pain left, some light swelling, but other than that, I'm mostly fine. I'm going to start today on my table. Um, because something weird has been happening. Um, Cycle 10 for the CAS system recently ended, and I think it was 5 heroes or 6 heroes from the cycle that got passed. The hell was that? Something just fell in here. Sound like a wire, nothing major, no biggie. Who got passed? Let's give a quick shout out to that real quick. Sinestro by it's not showing full names because I have streamer mode. Haha. By Super TNT. Nova Prime by Justatuna. Grifter by Carmi. Sunfire by Rainy. Cosmic Ghost Rider by Blue HG. Hawkeye, aka Kate Bishop by Captain Scorp. And then Nightwing by Ripper 3. Hey, Kaj. Hey, now that I'm back on my feet again, we're gonna have to get a scheduled game in for a Thunderbolts continuation. Not tonight though. I'm trying to do a shorter stream tonight because I still have some soreness that I need to monitor and not be. I want to get back to laying down and getting my legs elevated again. So yeah, first off, weekend should work for me. I mean, my Friday night would probably be the best for me. My Friday evening slash night, because I'll be gone my Saturday evening slash night. We'll send messages on Discord. Hit me up whenever you're up for making it. Um, so yeah, first off, congratulations to the seven, 6 heroes and one villain that got passed last cycle. So to all those guys, congrats. But yeah, the weird thing that's happened is this cycle suddenly I have content nominated. I had gone through the entirety of making content for the last 5.5 years, and I only had one deck, which was Rasputin, ever get nominated for a cast review, and it didn't make it to that stage. And now suddenly I have 5. So I have Arrow, who's up for nomination. I have Moonstone, who's on there. I have Atlas, who's in there, and I have Sif the All-Seer. And then along with them, that has been nominated would be, speaking of Kaj, Crimson Cowl. Speaking of Kaj, because Kaj was the one who put her name out there. So I figured that since it's been 10 days and I'm kind of new to getting nominated for cast stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let me look through this. So like Moonstone and Arrow, yeah, they're released. So I'm happy to see them getting nominated. Atlas getting nominated and Sif getting nominated. They're both beta heroes. um, so it's weird to me. Uh, Atlas is probably close to being a released form. Sif, I think she's pretty close as well. I could probably call her released. The issue that I've been having is I haven't. It's while I've gotten this CAS nomination for her suddenly, I've gotten like little no feedback off of her. So I don't know how she's been playing with other people. I don't know if people are finding her strong, if she's fun, whatever. Um, so yeah, she's the fourth hero. The other thing I wanted to show is I've been able to get back on my feet a bit for the last couple days. I have finally finished Lady Mechanica's remake. Um, she, I'd consider her right now to be pre-alpha. Um, I need to go and I still need to make the insert for her. So she's not playable by anybody other than me right now because I'm the only one who understands how her deck setup works. I wanted to show her a little bit though because I put a lot of unnecessary work into this. So I made a Lady Mechanica, was one of the first characters I made before I even started making Marvel content when I was still making content from other IPs. And she has undergone a drastic change from original form. This should have original form. Yeah, this is original form right here. So I still kept like the same alter ego hero image, but all of her hero abilities, all her cards have completely changed. So her big thing now is she has cases she goes on, and other heroes can go with her on them, so to speak. When these cases come out, what will end up happening is the corresponding friendly card and the corresponding enemy card or minion card will get shuffled into respective decks. So if she plays this one, then first player will get control of Gaetano, and then Angelo will get shuffled into the first or the encounter deck. So first player gets this into their hand. This goes into the encounter deck. So there's 8 cases. When the side schemes are defeated, they do their own thing as well. It's all pretty wordy. It's going to be a complicated character to use. But she needed to change from her original form. This might be a bit too drastic, but I kind of like what I came up with. I still have to do playtesting on it to make sure it's all balanced. I can't help myself with breaking the frames either. So I had to do it there. I did it for Hero and Alter Ego. And then I controlled myself after. So she's got, all these cards right here. My fancy case cards with their fancy borders. Yeah, so that's kind of what I do there. Um, I still need to make the insert for her before she is playable by other people because she is complicated. She is certainly not an easy character to just pick up and know immediately what to do. She's also incomplete because there are currently 8 cases, but it's 1 out of 9. In May, another issue is supposed to drop. When that issue, or not issue, but like a story arc is supposed to drop. When that story arc drops, I'll incorporate that into her set as well. Um, there are technically 9 arcs out right now, but one of them is the Monsters of Ministry of Hell. That is almost entirely a backstory arc. So that is not getting its own case because it's not a case. It is just her history essentially, and then how it affects her in the modern day. So that is not getting its own case. The new Mechanica is currently on my Google Drive. I'll end up putting a link for it on my Discord page. Probably once the insert's done so that people can look at it knowing what the hell's going on. It is currently live on my table though, if you end up going to that. With that being said, I'm going to hop over here. I made a table. Did I not save my table? Apparently I didn't save my table. Oh no, Havoc. Let's not Havoc. Hitch. Let's grab Hitch's table and rebuild my table. I thought I saved a table so that I can just load in and do some quick play testing real quick of the stuff that I have nominated for CAS. So who do I want to play test here? Or who did I have play test? I think I had Lady Sif. Or no, she's not Lady Sif. She's Sif the All-Seer. And who else did I have alongside of her? It wasn't Arrow. It was Moonstone. And then I need to grab my Thunderbolts. But yeah, on a side note, Kaj, I'm glad you enjoyed Crimson Cowl. Graviton's been very hit or miss with how he plays, which is a shame. I do need to make some further tweaks to him, though I don't honestly know what is left for me to do with him. To make him play, because he needs to play chaotically. I feel that is the best way to make him kind of true to his comic counterpart. But when you make something that's supposed to play chaotically, it does have some whiff potential. Also, why isn't Crimson Cowl properly sized? I'm going to play two hands, so she's going to have 26 health. This will be a little bit of me patting myself on the back stream, I guess. Moonstone here. I was like looking at it, I was like, man, Moonstone and not Rasputin again, who I consider to be one of my better, more fun characters. And I know what's her face has been pretty popular. Lily Cheney's been popular. So that was a little like, wow, these are the characters that people are selecting, huh? I did also, because of this, throw in a keyword reference for traitorous, because I think before the only reference I had for that keyword was in the Thunderbolts campaign box, so she needed her own. Moonstone. Another thing that I'll have to consider is what the hell happened here? I need to figure out what happened to the scripting there. I just totally oh yeah, custom cards in the deck, right? I have to figure out what I want to do about that exactly, because my pre-cons have custom cards, the exception of Fixer, and maybe actually no, Jolt has it. All my Thunderbolts characters decks are completely custom card. I treated it like a fucking Marvel Champions wave. So every card that is in those sets are either brand new cards or Thunderbolt reskins. So I know there's going to be people who do not like that. And the question is, do I care? And the short and long of it is I kind of don't. I know a sticking point for me sometimes is whether or not a deck has a precon, just in terms of like me getting around to playing it. But I'm not going to change. Something's upside down. Either that or that was just a graphical glitch. I'm not going to change anything though, just because of that. Oh yeah, that's right. She's a 14 hit point character now. I know Sif has a few custom cards in it. She actually might have. She might have somewhere close to 10 to 12 completely custom cards in here. Couple custom hero or not heroes, allies. Trying to think what else. I know she's got like a custom upgrade, custom support. All the Thunderbolts, everything with them is custom. Who else is there? Arrow has a few custom cards in her deck. I think mostly, actually, with her, it might just be Agents of Atlas themed allies. Who's the other one that I'm forgetting? Atlas. Atlas is completely Thunderbolt custom cards and reskins. So he's in a similar situation as Moonstone, where do I switch that up? All right. What's up? Search the encounter deck for the Crimson Cowl attachment and attach it to Crimson Cowl. I know that might sound confusing. Her villain name is Crimson Cowl, but this is the Crimson Cowl. Ooh. Carla gets a 6-card hand size by default. Best picture in the game. You're welcome, Havoc. She's gonna need to draw these 3 new cards. Yes, she got her all-seeing eyes. She can get turn 1 online here. So if you haven't played Moonstone and you haven't played Lady Sif, Moonstone's big thing is she is big on just being hyper aggressive. She wants to hurt anyone she can. She uses Traitorous, which if you haven't seen Traitorous before, she can pay for part or all of the cost of the card by placing threat on the main scheme. So anytime you use Traitorous, that's what you're doing. You don't have to spend, you don't have to do Traitorous, but it certainly fucking helps. Also, she's got a setup, right? Search your deck and discard pile for Moonstone gem upgrade and put it into play. It's not permanent. It's been ripped out of her before. Well, the item itself might be permanent. It being with her is not permanent. Oh yeah, that'll be interesting if this passes as well, because I'm using this picture. Do I go and get a new picture for her, just for the people who are going to be like, oh, it's a almost naked woman? Well, not almost. She is naked. She's naked. All right. Let's start here. Moonstone. She did not want to mull anything of hers. She's got her 2nd gem already. I mean, with her 2nd gem, then her... Yeah, she doesn't really care what else is in her hand, because she can just get her 2nd gem out. 2nd gem. Flip. I like angry bitch energy. Sorry, Satana. Angry bitch energy. Also, why this 3 energy resources in her hand? She doesn't care that this is out. She's an asshole. Actually, let me do something real quick. I'm just going to throw this into her deck because this card did not exist when I made her, and it is pretty vital for her deck now. So that's just going to be in her deck somewhere. So I'm going to hit for, oh yeah, what's, each player discards until Master's People. Claw and Black Mamba. And it starts with 2. The bad number is 10. All right, so I am going to, let's move 2. Take 1 damage to ready myself. And then also discard this to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Shuffle 2 cards from discard pile into my deck. Let's get Angry Blast back. And draw 1 card. Last shout. Ooh. I want to place 2 threat on the main. And I'm going to lash out. I'm going to deal 2 damage and make 2 separate 2 damage attacks. So I'm going to defeat her and then hit 2 onto wrong counters, because I do that every time. Put 2 onto Claw. Now I can Moonbeam actually. And yeah, actually, let's do that. Let's do 2 damage to her. I'll place 2 more threat on main scheme. Yeah, we're getting risky. We're getting risky. We're playing Moonstone. This is Moonstone, all right? She's got her own shit going on. Feet Claw. Could have actually only done 1. I will then remove 2 threat. Lady Sif. You get an immune. I didn't even look at her hand really. Intercept's a pretty valuable card for her. Flipper. She immediately gets her encounter card because she's built different. Oh yeah, so I already explained Moonstone. Sif. She gets her encounter cards out of sequence. When she gets her all sight, she can interact with them while they're still face down. Let's 1, 2 for all seeing eyes to get the 4th threat off of here. So I can no longer be confused, and I get all sight. You can look at an unrevealed encounter card and get an attack and thwart them. Enemies lose quick strike keyword. Ooh, Tiger Shark. Now I can attack him if I want. Which I'm actually going to do. I'm going to use Unleash the Bifrost to attack him for 5. which does not defeat him. But now I deal 2 damage to the villain. I will then attack for 2 onto Tiger Shark and defeat him. She has a lot of risk reward in her deck because you are incentivized to keep as many encounter cards as possible on her to get like her 2 weapons and her crown are stronger with more face down encounter cards. But it does run the risk of you having a bit too much. Sorry if you heard that. My Xbox just has an update, and it needs to inform me that it has an update available. All right, that's going to end their turns. Valkyrie! Here's a custom card. Here's a custom card. Valkyrie's whole thing is just to either get her one of her 2 weapons or to get Stormbreaker. Thori. Then Moonstone readies 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not the greatest stand in the world for her. She needs some of her upgrades. All right, get 2. The first time she deals damage to a friendly character, stun that friendly character. So she's attacking Moonstone. Moonstone will defend and take 1 damage. So she is stunned. Now she attacks Sif. Sif will just take this for 3 damage. Encounter. I was trying to stop you from getting stunned, Moonstone. Gypsy Moth, aka Skin. It's a trap. 1, 2, 3. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until the Masters of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. Engage with the first player. It gains Quick Strike. Well, Quick Strike is blanked. So it just comes into play. Because enemies lose the Quick Strike keyword. So it's a trap. First player. Sif the All-Seer, her turn begins. She gets an encounter card. It is a Cyclonic Storm. Just scaling wouldn't be bad. Not like stamina is not awful. Not going to play 2 of them though. I'll play 1 of them though. 2. Valkyrie can be a later play. Do I play Thori or do I play Triskelion? It's good. Actually, do I godlike stamina? Because getting Valkyrie out is getting her weapons is vital. Whoops, you weren't supposed to go there, guys. Search for a weapon. So Hofund is a weapon. Stormbreaker is a weapon for allies, though. And the Enchanted Sword. So Hofund probably has the best utilization right now. Well, not right now because it's in my hand. Jane will attack Flying Tiger for 2. I will thwart 2 off of this. Just murder with a damage counter, which means it'll come in with 2 less threat on it. That will end my turn. Moonstone is freaking stunned. Take one with this to ready. I know that if I put this on 90-degree rotation, that I'm going to throw myself off for the rest of the time. I will attack to drop a stun. Thank you, lag. One, this, and one traitorous. To Angry Blast Gypsy Moth to death. Spend one to get Assault Team out. So this gets counters, but we don't get to actually use them yet. So essentially this is a card for when you mill your deck, you get bonus. You deal just damage. That will end both their turns. Excuse me. 4 cards. A resource, thank God. Hofund is very viable now. Ready up. Not viable, but easy to play. 1, 2, 3. Oof, rough. Attack Sif. I'm fine with just taking it. 2, and I get stunned. He attacks for actually 3. Yeah, again, I'm fine with that. Attacks Moonstone, who actually is fine with it as well. For 1. She gets no encounter card and hers. So this flips, and I will immediately use Score It Off to go for the head to remove 3 threat from it. This all occurs before resolving any text on the printed card. However, it is still technically is the title text. I mean, yes, it is, but does it count as text in this case? Would she still get a threat from this? I think yes, because it's blanking this text, but it's not blanking this text. So I'm still gonna count that as coming into play. Quick Strike, which does not happen. Cyclone. All right, what we got here? Oh man, he might be like the best option here. Exhaust this, take 1 damage. And then I'll spend 2 for Fixer. He will discard this, which when it's discarded, it gets shuffled back into the encounter deck. He gets +1 to a basic power until the end of the turn. So he will remove 3 threat. And now I have a chump blocker. I will attack Flying Tiger for 2. Take 1 to ready. I will flip and heal for 3. And end turn. Sif the All-Seer. 2 for Hofund. Hell yeah. She will thwart for 2. Exhaust. Oh yeah, she needs one of these. To ready. To thwart for 2. Thwart for 2. End turn. All right. Draw hand. All right. Her crown, baby. We're getting there. We're starting to get there a little bit. All right. 2 schemes against Carlosophin. At -1, so schemes for 3. And he schemes for 1. Attacks Sif the All-Seer. Take it. 3. Almost gave her an encounter. She attacks you. Doesn't say even if you're in. She can't attack. Yeah, she just whiffs. Moral compass. All right. She's going to put down soon. Encounter. Machine Smith is an asshole. I might keep that down or try and defeat it before it comes up. Oh, I've got so many good cards in my hand. What is this? 4? Remove 2 threat. Ready. Remove 2 threat. So it's defeated. I don't need it in play. I do not need that in play. Oh man, I have good cards in my hand. What do I have good cards in my hand? It makes it so hard to just play card. These are both out of turn cards. I have no encounter cards in front of me, so Jane will just remove 2 threats. Carla will flip. Yeah, kind of like a Stormlight from the X-Men wave. Let's take 1, 2, ready. Spend 4 on Crossbones. Yes, I could have used Traitorous, but I'm trying to keep this from going out. Which means I can't play anything else right now. It's Angry Blast to make way to deal 2 damage to Cyclone. I will then finish off Cyclone. And end her turn. Let's discard Ghost. Yes, Endurance. Give me some frickin' hit points. All Father! Great character for Asgard. Alright, 1-2. Attacks. Valkyrie will block this. Thank you, Valk. And attacks. Fixer will block this. Barely even dies. What happens, though, is he gets a thing on him. He gets +1 attack. Till the end of her next turn. No encounter. Ranged. First player. Endurance. Health now. Let's just push it to next phase. Exhaust. 3 for Clint. So I can use her gems to heal him. This is 5 damage right here. As it gets +1 from Fixer dying. She will remove 2 threats. Do I take 1 damage in red? Do I take 1 damage in red here with her at 5 freaking hit points? Sif's got to flip down soon and start healing. They both need to start healing. Oh man. She's gonna stay up. I'm not gonna ready her. She needs to be prepared. Sif. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. So the moral of the story is don't use up intercept. All right. 2, 3, 4. To get All Father Thor, he costs 1 less because I have Asgard. He will remove 2 threat. I will remove 2 threat. I will flip. Actually, hold on. While I was still in hero form, I'd use this to ready myself. Then I flip and heal for 4. And end her turn. Oh my goodness, Beta Ray Bill and the Stormbreaker. Shame he costs 5. But Bifrost is in my hand, which is one of her best cards. In my opinion, it's probably her best. The Co-Fund is extremely good. Sif's Crown is extremely good. Also, the art on it is epic. Bifrost, reducing Asgard cards by 2 cost, and they take no consequential damage. 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me again. Oh, good, she's got intangible. So it doesn't even matter that she's in hero form. Alright, 2 threats. Attacks Moonstone. Just take it. I'm going to interrupt here. Oh my god, I have Pursuit. This is excellent. We're going to go intangible. Prevent all the damage. And I'm going to exhaust. So this counts as Moonstone Gem for card abilities. So I'm going to heal 2 damage from Moonstone. I take nothing, but I exhaust a character I control. I'm going to choose Hawkeye. And then this over here. Do I intercept this right now? This is my last intercept. Because I know I have one in the discard pile already. Yeah, let's intercept it. So it doesn't flip up. All right. Over here. I'm going to heal for 4. Flip. Get my new encounter card. Actually, this has 2 resources. Bifrost. I mean, I can play Beta Ray Bill. Do I play Beta Ray Bill? At the cost of All Seeing Eyes, Stormbreaker, and Asgardian Sentry from the come out and just do 3 damage. Kind of stalled a little bit. I currently have 4 attack. So Allfather Thor will attack for 2. Sif will attack for +2 and +1 more, so 5 damage. Um, do I All Seeing Eyes? I didn't even look at what I have here. Oh yeah, Man Killer. I did look at what I have here. Damn. I like having Beta Ray. Beta Ray Bill is a good card, but he's always been hindered by his costs. But damn that attack. How's her health? 8. Oh, she's looking good. Do I want it? Because in case I want her to flip down. Yeah, let's all cite the main scheme for 4. And that's going to end her turn. All right, these are gone. Get out of here. You're no longer needed. Power suit. This actually has an action on it that I need to read. Haha. +3 hit points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. +1 hand size. Exhaust it and heal 1 damage. So make up from the fact that you have all this damage you can do to yourself. All right. Moonstone will attack for 2. Take 1 damage to Redding. She will attack for 2. Do I want to waste some strength on it? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 2 damage. I need to start making progress on this shit anyways. I didn't want this to be an overly long stream because I still got like sore legs, but 5 and 6 +1 hand size, 1 hero form. The Zeus. If you play as any of my Thunderbolts characters, feel free to use the Zeus because it's just Quinjet for Thunderbolts. Sometimes when people don't play custom cards in a custom deck, like when they're playtesting, I understand it because you want to see how the deck stands without other custom cards added to it. The Zeus is just it's just Quinjet or the X Jet. It's not really, you know, some weird great game breaking addition to your deck. All right, 2 threats. Attacks Sif, who does not give a shit. That is 2 damage. Attacks Moonstone, who does not give a shit, for 2 damage. No more encounters over here, and encounter here. Shadow of the Past. Can't do anything about it this time. So, Tyr Odinson comes into play. The Desper's Curse. So after a player is dealt a face-down encounter card, that character takes 1 irreducible damage. I've had to explain that to a lot of people. Irreducible means you can't stop the damage. Indirect damage you can stop. So irreducible means you cannot stop it. Man Killer. Wrapped up, exhaust a character you control. I guess 2 times in a row. Just relax, Hawkeye. Actually, you know what? Let's make it Crossbones. All right. All right. Joystick. Combat training. Just saying. 2 for combat training. She's now at 4 attack. Or no, she's at 3 attack because I don't have the one I'm thinking of. Spend 1, take 1. Angry Bitch and Moonstone, or the Moonbeam to get Zeus in. I'll use the Power Suit to heal 1. I will attack for 3 on Tyr Odinson. I'll take 1 to ready to attack Tyr Odinson. Hawkeye will attack Man Killer to get her started. Probably could have done that turn better. Played Zeus first and actually saved 1 resource in combat training. Oh well, I should know better. That's my fault. Sif gets dealt a face down encounter card, takes 1 irreducible damage. Hidden Machinations. Not the greatest picture in the world. Gotta admit. Got like stamina. Let's get Valkyrie in for free. I'm not spending the energy resource. Stormbreaker is such a valuable card. So 2 damage, and then she gets dealt 1 more for an ally entering play. Valkyrie will then hit for 2. What's this again? And Machinations. That's a rough card. That is a rough card. Remove 2 threat. Ready. Remove 2 threat. We'll do 2 damage. I don't know why I have this over here. This should be over here. Actually, hold on. Before I end the turn, did I want to Stormbreak either of these 2? No, I think I have better characters for that. And we'll discard these to draw 4. Heimdall. Brother! That's the sole reason he's in here. I don't like Heimdall as a card in this game, but he's in here just because they are brother and sister. Right here. 3, 4, 5, 6. She gets an encounter card. Last card in her deck was her goddamn aggressive conditioning that I added in at the last second. Oh yeah. Place 1 assault counter on this card, then deal 1 damage to the villain for each assault counter on this card. It's 1 damage. One, 2. Attacks Moonstone. Has an intangible. Yeah, I'll take it if it's too much damage, then I can just go intangible. It is 3 damage. Yeah, I'll go intangible. And I'll exhaust a Moonstone to heal 2. Attacks Sif. Just don't take it. 2 damage. Ooh, Cyclonic Storm first time. This gets 1, and this gets 4. So victory, danger. Victory, if you're playing outside the campaign, this victory doesn't matter. It stays in the game. So don't worry about it. In the campaign, it would be that you just mark down that you defeated this, and then it can come back later as a regular card without a victory on it. Because in the campaign, you use victory points to purchase things. In this, though, it's just a card it's just a regular card. Discard an identity-specific card or... oh my god, that gets rid of my enchanted sword. I'm not getting rid of any of this. Like, these two are great. Enchanted sword's awesome. But I'd rather have Hoe Fund right now than Enchanted Sword. Why did I grab this? I shouldn't have another encounter card. Here, now I get my encounter card. What is it? Salt. What do I want to do here? I mean, I can play Heimdall. What's this one do again? Yeah, let's play Heimdall. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. After he enters play, look at the top 3 cards of the counter deck. And discard one of them. Goodbye. Oh, does it shuffle or does this go back on? Oops. What was it? Assault and... or no, advance and... is it Hydra Man or Shutdown? I can't fucking remember. I think it was Hydra Man. What's this? No, we're just going to shuffle it. I don't care anymore. I'm done caring. He takes no consequential this activation, or this round, so 1, 2, 3. Valkyrie will finish her off into stage 2. I have been completely forgetting her fucking force responses. I don't think I've had a round where minions have outnumbered allies, though. So I don't think it's mattered. That's me being a dumbass, though. Actually, let's attack with him for 2. And then I attack for 3/4. Yeah, that's right. Heal 1. Deal 2 damage. Remove 2 threats. Remove 2 threats. I can make this free and just have it remove 2 threat. It's not actually the worst idea I've ever had. Let's do it. Let's make this a 2 threat removal. Because it's got traitorous, so I can spend 2 of it. I did this on purpose to make it so that it's a 0 for 2 threat removal if you decide to full on use traitorous on the main scheme. And that's not a bad cost. You would also place threat before we remove it, so you have to be careful about it because you can push a main scheme to its next stage before you even remove threat. And then if you decide to use it on a side scheme, then you're placing 2 threat on the main scheme to remove 4 threat from a side scheme. That seems kind of fair to me. Do I want to get therapy? No, let's get aggressive conditioning out. Moonstone's never going to die. She's at 4 attack. That's going to end her turn. Oh man, 2 moonbeams. She is ready to just kill things right now. Dex out. Hildegard! Hildegard! I do have a chump blocker. What do I have here? Caught off. Ooh, oof, rough. That is the mean one. It's her caught off guard. I probably could have named it something different, but I didn't. I was just like, nah, you know what? Attack Sif. Goodbye. Allfather Thor. 1 damage. Part of the reason I chose to do that now, though, is Crossbones gets a counter. And I can now play Hildegard without anything being in the way here. Attacks Moonstone. Taking it. Discard a random card. Alright, so 2 damage and discard a random card. It kind of sucks. I was hoping to double Moonbeam. No encounter and encounter. Villain attacks. She'll just take it. 3. So I have to stay in hero form after I'm dealt an encounter card on your turn, reveal it. It is a minion, it gains Quick Strike, ignoring the text on All Sight, because All Sight cancels Quick Strike. Resolving the encounter card, flip it face down, and remove this card from the game. The new Masters. I didn't actually touch up this card at all, but it has been touched up and not great. +1 scheme, +1 attack, +2 hit points, and insight 1. Oof. Actually, hold on. Let me do this from Sif. Let me go for the head on this. Puts it down to 1. Moonbeam for 5. I'm going to remove 2 threat. Exhaust, take 1. Take 2 to remove 3 threat. Heal 1. Place 2 threat on main scheme. Leave pay for that, which means I hit for 2, 2, and 2. I want to place 2 threat on the main scheme again. To hit for 2, and then 2, and then 2. All right. That's Moonstone. That's what she wants to do. She doesn't give a shit about anybody else. She's here to kill somebody. So yeah, where do I think they stand? Moonstone's done. She's just a fun character. She's strong. She does everything pretty well. You have the trade-off of balancing how much damage you're taking with your readies and your resources and all that. Power Suit helps out with mitigation. Aggressive conditioning did not exist when I made this deck. So before she was originally topping out at 18 hit points, which felt like a strong place for her to be. Of course, 18 coming from this and her Power Suit felt like a good place to max out her hit points. I have thought about knocking Power Suit down to +2 hit points. She's strong. She should feel strong because Moonstone is an extremely powerful character in Marvel. Her weaknesses tend to come from the fact that she is conceited. She is a bitch. She's a genius, but she tends to lose most of her rationality when she is pissed off or in a good fight. Like there's a joke that Havoc likes to say is, why does Spider-Man lose his genius when he becomes why does Peter Parker stop being a genius when he becomes Spider-Man? It is very reasonable to look at Carla Sofin and say that she stops becoming a genius when she becomes Moonstone. I think she is completely fine where she is. The only cards that might need to be fine-tuned are maybe Power Suit. I can see nerfing Power Suit, though I'm not going to preemptively do that before she gets nominated. If she gets nominated, she's in a good space. I think she's kind of fine where she is. Sif. Sif actually got overshadowed a lot in this. Sif usually does a lot better job what she does. There are times where I look at her cards and I think I can make them stronger. As weird as that might sound, because she wants to have a healthy amount of encounter cards in her play area. She thrives when she has 2 encounter cards in her area. Her cards can always stand to be stronger. Yes, she can kill encounter cards before they're revealed, but if you have 3 encounter cards on you, that can still be overwhelming. What else? I always felt like she could use another copy of Intercept. Intercept, of course, being this card. This is the one that keeps them in her play area so that she can get stronger. Sif's crowns, Ho Fun gets stronger, her enchanted sword gets stronger when she has more encounter cards. I didn't get a chance to get enchanted sword into play this game. Enchanted sword is usually her best option to get more encounter cards. Trying to think. But as she is right now, she is still a relatively strong character. Also, I just realized as I was taking a drink from my tea that I forgot to give her a +2 hit points, which I should know better. I fucking made this character. Jesus. This is 2 heroes that were never in any threat to die against Crimson Cowl. So there are times where I think that I can actually make her cards stronger. And it wouldn't be the biggest thing in the world to do that. Crimson Cowl. Crimson Cowl should feel easy. She is the first enemy in a campaign. She is reliant on getting her minions out to do a lot of her to do her ability. She's got, new masters. This is not part of this set. Sheen Smith is part different set. I'm actually not sure she has. Actually, no, she actually does have some in her core set here. Yeah, this is one of hers. Get out of your tier. Cardinal. Cyclone. Off the top of my head, I'm having trouble remembering why I separated New Masters and her actual minions. I think it's because these minions were in her team at the very beginning, if I remember correctly, when she first announced herself to. Yeah, that's what it was. Those were the Masters of Evil that she had on her team when she first announced that she was taking over the Masters of Evil. That's this group right here. These ones were the ones that she had when she showed up later to do the Blackheath experiments. Machine Smith gets separated because all the minions in the comics were just fucking idiots. They were just idiots. They're useless garbage. Machine Smith, his abilities, he actually did stuff that seemed to separate him a bit more. Like he shut down Songbird's flying suit and he shut down. I don't think he made anybody stop flying, did he? He made Songbird attack Hawkeye by hijacking her technology, and then made Harrier attack Hawkeye by hijacking his. Or no, Harrier didn't attack Hawkeye. Harrier grabbed Hawkeye and dropped him into a canyon with a river on the bottom of it, if I remember correctly. Harrier, of course, being Cardinal. Because at that point, Cardinal was changed to Harrier and was working for the good guys. Mankiller became Atlas, not Atlas. Mankiller became Amazon. Cyclone stayed Cyclone, but he flipped sides as well at one point. There was just a lot of fucking shenanigans going on in the comics. It's hard to keep track of. and I've read them all because I did the whole campaign and everything, and I wanted to try and make it as good as possible. There's just a lot of bullshit that happens. Also, we didn't get Silver Sable out. Her big thing, she's more to do with the campaign. However much health she has left in the campaign, so many victory points you get when you complete this mission, or this encounter, excuse me. It can help you buy more stuff from the shop that is in the campaign. This encounter itself gives the most victory points for the campaign out of any of them, because you get the one for each of the cyclonic storms you defeat. There are 4 of them. You get however many's on the the pursuer minions. There's a pursuer minion mechanic on this. They each have their own values. I think it's 2 or 3 on any of them. So you get points for however many of those you defeat. You get points based off of how many hit points she has. That might be it. But either way, it's still the most victory points you usually get in the campaign. So yeah, all in all, she's not meant to be hard. She's meant to give you some stall tactics, because you're gonna want to keep her minions in check. I didn't give any of them guard, so you can ignore them, but the longer you ignore them, the more threat gets placed on main schemes. Why is it 6:30 in the morning and I'm getting spam texts? I hate having a phone. I really do. I'm looking over my phone like, oh, why is it lighting up? Your submission window may close, and if the review step isn't completed. But fuck you. Get out of here. Anything else? Anything else? No, I think that'll end my notes. Coming up, I plan on doing a game with Atlas and Arrow, who are the other 2 currently nominated CAS characters. It's interesting how to think about it. Moonstone's aggression is definitely gears to aggression. Sif definitely gears to leadership. Arrow is a bit more flexible, but she gears, and her precon is justice. And Atlas gears towards protection mainly, though aggression does work with him pretty well. And his precon is protection. So I've got a good variety in there. Will any of them make it to phase 2? I doubt it. I've seen some really good nominations in there. I will not be doing any streams where I play test anything that's being nominated. I usually stay out of the nomination portion of it because there is a lot in there. I think nominations only last for a week, and there is so much content that gets nominated that playtesting it all is just a hassle I don't want to deal with. I'll playtest it when it gets through to nominations. Oh, what's this? Another message? Nope, that's the same message, just double lighting up. Okay. Thank you, phone, for letting me know that happened 4 minutes ago. As for my schedule going forward, now that I'm feeling a lot better, I plan on getting back to at least semi-normal stream pattern. My intent is, if I'm not doing cast cycle stuff, is to only stream 3 or 4 days a week. If I'm doing cast cycle stuff, I want to get as many streams in as possible. So I'll probably stream tomorrow night / morning for Atlas and Arrow. I need to get a stream in with Kaji, who was in the chat earlier, because he and I have been doing the Thunderbolts campaign, and he had to miss a week, like last week or the week before, and then I got hurt and couldn't stream. So we've been on hiatus for like 2 weeks now. I'm ready to get back to it. I know he's been asking about when we want to get back to it. and I had to, just kind of like delay because it hurts to sit down because I have to you kind of plant your feet down. um, and it's just been soreness. But now that I'm feeling a lot better, I should be able to stream more consistently going forward. So hopefully Kaj and I can get our game in by this weekend. Then I'll probably take Saturday off. We'll see, because that's my usual Dungeons and Dragons game night type thing. Probably stream Sunday. We'll definitely see. So with that being said, have a good night / morning / day wherever you might be. Take care of yourselves. Weather is crazy in America right now because like 5 days ago was 70 and now it's freezing cold outside, and then it's going to be 60 again soon. It's just crazy out here in the East Coast. Um, Take care of yourselves out there. Stay safe. The world is crazy right now. Take care of your health. Please do better than I did. And yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. So take it easy.